Welcome to Opportunity EDU 104, Defining Strategic Opportunities. Hi, I'm Pam Henderson, CEO and founder of New Edge, and I'll be your host. Previously on Opportunity EDU, we introduced opportunity thinking and the difference between ideas and opportunities. Today, we'll be tackling the question of what a truly strategic opportunity is. But first, let's start with a story. Back in the 1970s, Kodak, the leading maker of camera film, listened to the frustrations of consumers. Film was fragile, easy to overexpose, and people didn't know until it was too late that their photograph had cut off someone's head. They invented the first digital camera, and while a bit clunky, they were going in the right direction. But the timing wasn't right. There was no way to view or manipulate photos, and the internal conditions were also adverse. There was a lot of concern about disrupting the film business. So they pulled back and waited it out until Fuji, another big filmmaker, introduced a commercially successful digital camera in 1989. After over $5 billion in research, Kodak entered the market a full 8 years later in 1996, but by then the market was saturated, making them both too early and too late for the same opportunity. By 2012, they filed for bankruptcy. A challenge in innovation is that a clear need and a promising technology are not enough. So what makes for a great opportunity? To understand it, we need to go back to the root of the word. It turns out that opportunity comes from Latin and means into port. See the word port in there? It came about in the late 1300s when they were opening up new trade routes, shipping a host of new inventions on newly designed ships to new ports. We would naturally assume that it was the port with the market and the customer needs, which is what they meant by ob portu. But it wasn't. We might then think it was the new boats and the products they were taking to port, the ways that they were creating new value for people. But that also was not what they meant. Instead, they were referring to the conditions, the tide and the wind that brought the boat the final mile into port, because without the right conditions, the boat would stall. And we've all seen stalled opportunities. A strategic opportunity requires all three: the need in the market, the right value propositions from your technologies and products, and the conditions that bring the two together. Our final principle is that just like the wind and tide, conditions change, and these changes usher in new opportunity. What you may have tried in the past that didn't work may be successful now, so don't shelve those missed opportunities forever or you'll miss them again when the time is right. These principles are illustrated in two examples from Procter & Gamble. P&G saw a need. People were eating more fresh vegetables, and there was an increase in foodborne illness. They created a vegetable wash made with edible surfactants, a great scent, and an easy-to-understand consumer story. The problem? The channel conditions. Retailers did not like the implications that they were selling dirty vegetables. They didn't want the wash in the produce section, but the product just got lost in the cleaning aisle. Then the conditions changed. E-commerce emerged, breathing new life into product sales. And with COVID, the product moved back to the produce section, where retailers were now proud to address consumer fears. Let's look at another example. P&G adopted opportunity thinking as their corporate approach to long-range visioning and strategy. As part of the implementation, they asked us to look at how they could get into rural Africa. Kimberly-Clark had beat them to Asia with an affordable disposable diaper. Colgate had beat them to the Americas with the sachet model of selling smaller, affordable packages of products like toothpaste. They did not want to get beat to Africa. But the challenge was that while there were big needs for health and hygiene products in Africa, and P&G had a great portfolio, the lack of clean water was the bigger need. So we designed a business model that would address the adverse market conditions. We created a social entrepreneurship model in which women went village to village giving away Pure, P&G's water cleaning solution, through a new nonprofit started by P&G that partnered with governments. The women then sold individual diapers and hygiene products, providing needed income for the women and affordable hygiene products for people. It has now become P&G's largest channel in Africa, building recognition and loyalty to the P&G parent name. My challenge to you is to use the opportunity formula of the need plus value propositions plus conditions to review the opportunities where you've been successful as well as those that have missed the mark. Look again Have the conditions changed to bring back an old opportunity or even open up new opportunities? In review, to grow, you need to understand the definition of a strategic opportunity. Be sure to bring together all three parts, the needs, the value propositions, and the conditions, and look for changing conditions to see where new opportunity is emerging from. Thank you for joining us. If you'd like to learn more about opportunity thinking or New Edge, please visit our website at new-edge.com.